Hey y'all, it's Ali from Little Hill Homestead. I am on my way to my local Dollar Tree because today's video, I actually wrote this idea down in depth on a Post-it. I love Post-it notes. Probably 6 months ago. And something about filming myself in public is odd. And so I just haven't gotten to do it yet. But, we live in an area that we often get tornadoes and hurricanes. We grew up in an area where you often had earthquakes, and so we always have had emergency kits, backpacks or boxes or some form of a 72-hour emergency kit. Well, a lot of people don't have this, and so we're getting ready for, what is his name? Milton? Milton is coming up through Tampa right now. My son's girlfriend all lives down there, and they're actually evacuating and coming up here. So I thought, you know what, this is a good time with whatever is going on in the world to build yourself a little 72-hour kit. But we're going to show you how to do it for cheap and things that we think would benefit you that you may not think of. So we're going to head to the local Dollar Tree to us, and I'm going to see if I can get over the fact of filming myself in public. It's so weird, like, I don't know. As much as I'm open to you guys because I feel like nobody's actually watching me, even though we're almost at 30,000 subscribers, to me, I'm just talking to my phone. So talking in front of people in a store is always weird to me. Anyways, we're on our way, and I'm hoping that we get some good deals. We just had the port closure here, and so although that only lasted like a day, people went crazy, and they took all of the water. They took a lot of canned food. So I'm trying to see what we can find. So we're going to head to Dollar Tree, see what we can do. Okay, guys, the most important meal of the day is breakfast, right? We're going to start with, so our plan is 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 dinners. But for me, the most important meal of the day is coffee or tea. I don't function well without it. But I'm trying to think, if you don't have a way to heat up water, what we can do. So instant coffee. It will disintegrate into some water, even if it's not warm. So I'm gonna put that in the cart. The other thing is, if you're like me, coffee creamers. I'm a coffee creamer fan. So we have French vanilla or regular. I'm gonna get regular because if we need milk in something else, we might be able to use this as a possible option. If you know you're gonna have heat, different story, but that's where we're going. I mean, obviously you don't want to get ground or K-cups or anything like that. So we're just going to start our day with coffee and creamer. One of these is going to last us for at least the 3 days we need it to. So that's the most important thing, right? Breakfasts. So we're going for 3 breakfasts. If you had a heat source, I would absolutely do powdered pancake mix that just add water and some syrup. That would definitely last you your 3 days. I don't know if we're gonna have that luxury. So what I'm gonna do is look at some of the options. Like, this is just add water too. We love this stuff for camping. But what options do we have that have more calories in our breakfast section? I'm thinking Pop-Tarts, you guys. It's not exactly the ideal breakfast. They do have some old-fashioned oats down here as well. That would be a good one if you know you're gonna have water and a way to cook it. They have instant oatmeal too. I would go that route before I went Pop-Tarts, but unfortunately, they don't really have anything but Pop-Tarts, you guys. Okay, so one thing you need to look at, and I should mention too, is we want to make sure that everything's going to last at least 1 year. So everything has an expiration date on the top. These are good for 2 years, so I'm good there. But you want everything to last at least a year. Otherwise, what's the point of your box if it's going to go bad, right? So my cart keeps wandering away. So I'm going to go... Should I pretend that we are going to have a heat source like a camp stove, or should I pretend that we are not going to? What do you think? I'm going to go with Pop-Tarts, guys. That's an easy breakfast. They do have some little biscuits and things down here too, but I'm going to go with that. And the other thing I'm going to do is get some of these little protein shakes. If I get these ones, they have a lot of protein in them. They're 240 calories and they're good for over a year. They also have like the Carnation Instant Breakfast. So I'm gonna grab 3 of those and a box of Pop-Tarts. That will be our breakfast. Okay, to bulk up our breakfast, I found peanut butter. So they have crunchy, they have regular. I'm gonna see which one is the highest calories. They're the same, so that's not. Okay, I'm gonna go with crunchy or creamy. I'm gonna go with creamy. So I'm gonna get some creamy peanut butter, but I also did find if you're interested in hot chocolate, they do have the instant packs. Is this good? Yes, this is still good for at least a year. So we're gonna go that route just to add a little to our breakfast. We're gonna dip our Pop-Tarts in peanut butter with our coffee. They have jelly too and things like that if you'd rather bulk it up that way, but I'm thinking that's the easiest way because things like English muffins are not gonna last a year in our box. So I'm gonna go that route. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so breakfast is complete. It is peanut butter. I got brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts and our coffee and then our little protein shake. So that'll be a good breakfast. Okay, off to lunch. Okay, for lunches, they have all these tuna options. So they've got like these ones that are like a little can of tuna with crackers ready to go. They have like these down here where it's like applewood smoked tuna in a pouch. I think I'm gonna go that route. Let's see, how many calories is this just alone? What do you think, guys? Should I go with like chicken, gravy and chicken? Herring fillets, should we go with herring fillets? So I think I'm gonna get some different flavors of these tuna creations, and I'm gonna hope that I can find crackers down the road somewhere. Because I think, I'm gonna check the expiration on these guys. These would be good. Let me go look and see if they have crackers. But either way, tuna is a good lunch option. If you're not a tuna fan, they do have like chicken that you could drain and eat with some crackers. It doesn't seem substantial, but they don't have a lot, you guys. Okay, let me go see. Okay, guys, I got a teriyaki, a lemon pepper, and a ranch packet of our tuna. They did have chicken over there, by the way, but you got a little less in each pack. And then I'm gonna get this brand of crackers because it comes in 3 sealed things. So 1 for each day. We can kind of split them through the day. And this is good until 2026, so we're good. So we have crackers, we have tuna. I'm thinking of a fruit thing of some kind, like mandarin oranges, applesauce, something like that to go with it. I'm gonna grab applesauces because it comes with 6, so we can use 1 at like dinner time too, or as a snack. What else we got? Something sweet. We need something sweet. I'm thinking like little mini cookies, or let's see. What looks good? What looks good? Rice Krispie treats look good. No, we're gonna skip that. I'm looking at like animal crackers, like mini chocolate chip cookies. How long do these stay good for? You know, you do want something sweet in your life. There's an expiration date. That's great. Oh wait, it's really tiny. I should have brought my readers, you guys. They probably have some at the front for me. 8 of 25. So I want it to last a little longer than that. Let's see. Anyways, I'm gonna go find some kind of cookie or something sweet. I'm gonna go dig around. Yeah, it's starting to get busy in here. I said I would do this for you, but it's still totally awkward. Anyways, I found the cookies I want. I have a love for golden Oreos, so I'm gonna put a golden Oreo pack in there. It's two cookies each pack. There's 4 packs, so that'll be our little snack to go with our lunch, our little sweet treat. But I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything else that I can do to bulk up lunch a little bit more. I feel like that's not quite substantial enough. I mean, it would be enough, but if you're caught in a situation where you need some kind of emergency pack, you're probably going to be expending a lot of energy. So let me go see what else I can find to bulk it up. Did these ever expire? Like, seriously? Have you ever seen what it says they're expiring in a couple weeks, but have you ever seen one of these actually expire? Do these go bad? Aren't they pure chemicals? Okay, we're on to dinner. I didn't find anything else for lunch, so we're on to dinner. So for dinner, I'm doing a couple options because I don't want to eat the same thing 3 days in a row. Plus, I wanted to give you guys a couple options. So I found these rice pouches. I found mashed potatoes, but you have to add water and butter and blah, blah, blah. These say that you have to heat them for 90 seconds, but they're soft in there and everything is pre-cooked. So I think you can eat these cold and be totally fine. So for our first night, we did a Spanish-style rice with some chili con carne over it, fully cooked, ready to go, and a can of refried beans. So we're gonna make that our night 1. I did grab Louisiana hot sauce so you can bulk it up and make it taste a little better. Night number 2, I'm going with another bag of rice because, again, we don't have anything else to bulk it up. So I'm doing a bag of, this is just, what did I get? Brown rice, because it has a few more calories, a little more nutrition. Oh, I'm gonna put that on the bottom. Over the top of it, I'm gonna do a can of beef stew. It has a little bit of vegetables and stuff in it, not much, but it's good for some meat. And then I'm gonna add beans. So I got seasoned butter beans because I live in the South and these don't seem like they would be horrible cold. Again, I can put hot sauce over that if it's not great. Then for night 3, I got a little creative because, you know, we can. Another pouch of rice, but this one is a veggie fried rice. I thought that could be a little bit different and interesting. Over that, I'm going to add some vegetables to bulk it up. So I just got a mixed veggie. I got a pouch of imitation crab meat, so we can go with like a poke bowl type of a thing. A can of pineapple, which you could split. This doesn't necessarily have to be refrigerated, so you could make a couple meals out of it if you had to. Throw it with some lunch. And then to bulk it up, because I thought this would be good also over our tuna lunch to kind of season it up. This is basically generic Mayploy. It's like a sweet chili sauce, but I thought that would be good with our crackers and stuff. So that one's definitely got a little more in it, but I feel like, gosh, some of these, to be honest, you could probably feed 2 people with each of these meals. Then I thought, for dessert, I can't decide if I want to do pudding or buddy bars. I think buddy bars, the expiration's a little farther out on these. I just realized too, for our Mexican night that I'm doing, if you wanted to, they have canned nacho cheese. You could put some canned nacho cheese over the top of it and really make it something special. So those are lots of options, and you're gonna be totally full. If you had a way to heat it up, it would be better, but it is what it is, right? So that's all of our food. I need to find some drinks. Oh, let's walk over here. So I can't find water. Like I said, we just had the port strike, so I can't find water. But I'm thinking, trying to make sure there's nobody here. We do have Gatorade, which would be a good option. But I'm thinking these little pouches to put into water. It seems like we fill up our bathtub with water. Would it be the best to drink? No, we put plastic tubs in there and we fill those up. But these would be great as like a little something different. Oh, this is the only water I can find in the whole store. That's not gonna do anything, you guys. So that might be something I'm just gonna have to splurge and go to Walmart for. But they do have a lot of juices, so you could probably buy some juices to kind of bulk this up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna move off food though, but I'm gonna have to figure out a water source. Maybe I'll ask, but I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any. Okay, off to the non-food item. Okay guys, I found jerky, but I'm thinking for $1.25, I don't want something quite so small. So I was thinking that can go bulk up our lunch. The other thing I found, which takes me straight back to junior high day, are combos and corn nuts. What year is it? Anyways, we did find, I thought this was kind of interesting. Freeze-dried fruit, I love because we actually use this to flavor our homemade ice cream. So that could be a fun thing to kind of bulk up if you want snacks. I'm thinking I'm just gonna stick with my base meals because I did really big meals, but if you wanted some snacks, they do have like honey roasted peanuts. They do have Crunch and Munch. I feel like I stepped back in time, you guys. It's cracking me up. Anyways, I am really excited about these little freeze-dried strawberries because we do use these and I actually pay a lot more than that for them typically, so. I cannot believe they're doing construction here the one day that I have to do this video. So if you hear weird noises, they're doing construction. But y'all, you know you're in the South when you can get boiled peanuts at your local Dollar Tree. Yeah, okay, yeah. For cooking purposes, I got us spoons. I didn't want a fork and spoon combo because they were like kind of cheapy, I'm a Dollar Tree. So I got us just a thing of spoons. I figured that will work for most of our meals. The thing I'm looking for and I'm really not seeing is a can opener. I have all this canned food and no way to open it. So that might be something else I'm gonna have to put on my Walmart list. So this is not working all at one place. That's okay though, it's fine. If you guys have dogs or cats, don't forget them. They're gonna get hungry too. And you don't want to share your good stuff with them. So make sure you get them some dog food or cat food or treats or whatever you need. Okay, so I'm thinking first aid and body care. So I'm grabbing a pack of baby wipes. There's 72 wipes in here. Is great if you can't shower. Clean yourself up each day, you know what I mean? You could throw some deodorant in there, things like that. I'm gonna be using this at home, so I'm not overly worried about some of that stuff, but I'm thinking if I don't have water, baby wipes is a good thing to do. The other thing you could do is grab like little first aid kits, bandages, peroxide, anything like that you might need. We keep a big stack of that at home, and again, I'm using this at my house. I'm not gonna use it outside the house. I am hoping. But water, so baby wipes is something I'm gonna grab. Yeah, I'm gonna go look. I have not been able to find a flashlight or a source of light yet, so still looking for that. Okay, a couple more things. I could not find a flashlight. I still can't find a flashlight. I've been looking forever for a flashlight. Guys, I've been in the store for like an hour and a half at this point. No flashlights. So instead I'm gonna get the best candles in the whole world. I use white candles because they reflect more, and these ones are $1.25. They last for hours and hours, so that is a good option. I am gonna get these, just some boxes of matches to throw in there so that we can light our candle. You could probably get a lighter too, but I feel like matches are gonna be safer. The other thing I grabbed were disposable masks, so that if for some reason we have a tree fall or we just had that chlorine plant fire, anything. I know these are not in any fives, but we're Dollar Tree, you guys, so at least it's something, right? Okay, I'm gonna go continue looking for flashlights. I can't believe they don't have flashlights. We did just have Helene come through, so it is picked over because of that too. All right, we switched. We're at Walmart now, and I found out why I can't find a can opener. We are close enough to Asheville and everything that's going on that people from nearby us are sending stuff up to them. And so they said that they're basically sold out of can openers because of that. So the only one that I could find was $16. I don't want to buy a $16 can opener. So one good place to look if you're doing an emergency box for stuff is the camping aisles. So I wanted to show you guys a couple reasons why. They have these flashlights. They're $1.48, or they have headlamps. These are $1.88. These are not activated yet, so until you pull the tab, you're good. I'm gonna put, I have the headlamps at home. I use them all the time for looking in dark closets, like in my canning closets and stuff. So I have these and I know they're great, but I also like these mini flashlights. I think they work well. So I think I'm gonna get one of each of them to pop into our emergency box. They have the batteries, let me double check. Yeah, they're not activated yet, so you're good. These will last for sure at least a year in your box, but we've had these for quite a few years. And I'm trying to multitask here, you guys. Should I go with red or teal? Red or teal? Let's go red. I always go teal. So I'm gonna go with a red headlamp and a red flashlight. They're LEDs, so they're super bright too. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you guys is I thought of a way to cook without a camp stove, which I meant to tell you guys. I'm not on the right aisle. I'll look when I'm on the next aisle and hopefully nobody's over there. But they have a 2-burner camp stove that runs off of those little propane things on sale here. If you do it online, it's like $15.48. In store, it shows $40. But if you do it online, it's $15, and you do it in store pickup. So you could have a 2-burner stove to throw in with your stuff. So you can at least heat up water and things like that. So I'll go show you that one. So our camp stoves are super picked over right now because of, again, Helene. We're just close enough. So I can't show you the exact one, but it is an Ozark Trail 2-burner camp stove. Originally $40, on sale for $15.48 if you buy it online. The other thing I'm gonna throw into our mix are these little hand warmers. It comes as a 2-pack for 98 cents. So one for each hand. And I'm gonna throw some of those in case it's cold. Okay guys, this is what I'm talking about. These little Sterno cans. They have a 2-pack for $4.97, or they have the camping version that goes for a little bit longer for the same price. So what I like about these is you could set like something on top of it, and then you can heat water up, and you just light it with one of your matches. This one goes for 6 hours, which is plenty of time to heat up our coffee water or our, beef stew. These go for 4.5 hours each. So for the same price, you get 2 of them, and they go for a lot longer. So you just pop this little top off, and it has that gel inside, and you just light it. So you can heat up your food. Yeah, I'm gonna go with these guys. Let me double check, but this one, higher heat output. This one goes 6 hours. I'm gonna go with the 2 4.5s for the same price. So we're gonna go that route. So we have something to heat up our food now. So you could do instant oatmeal or soups or things like that if you had these. So definitely a good one. Okay, we're gonna go off to look at, did I tell you about the hand warmers? I told you about the hand warmers. We're gonna go off and see if we can find water. Like I said, everything is super picked over because people are awesome and they're donating to Helene, which by the way is what we're gonna do with all the stuff we're buying. We're gonna take the box and drop it off at a local place, so it'll end up going to somebody who needs it. Yay for helping people. Okay, off to look for water. While we're walking, I look like a total weirdo because this place is packed. I did want to tell you that if you get bored easily, you might want to look for a book or a card game or a coloring book, anything like that that you could totally keep yourself entertained with. Y'all, I wanted to show you, this is what happened after the port strike. People cleared it out. So there's just a lot missing. I don't have music, right? So of course you're gonna hear music. Drinking water. I was able to find distilled water. It's literally the only one that they've got left is their brand distilled. So I'm gonna go with 3 of those. So we have our 3 gallons of water for the week. Hey guys, we're back. That was a much bigger adventure than I had planned on it being. That took me almost an hour and a half in Dollar Tree. But again, I was filming and trying to tuck away from people and stuff. So, there's that. But also, My mic on? We're good. Also, I ended up running to Walmart because there was a few things that I couldn't find at Dollar Tree. So the basic thing that I'm trying to tell you to do here is start planning for things. Like grab things here and there if you don't have the finances to do this all in one day, or like can opener. I had no idea that it was going to be so difficult to find a can opener today. So just I guess the point is, once a disaster hits, it's going to be too late to make this, because a lot of this stuff is going to be gone. It was very hard for me to find a can opener. I didn't actually ever find one. Flashlights, water, basic essentials were really hard to find. So let's go through kind of what we have here. I did pull a few things from the house that I knew we had, but you have things laying around, right? So beyond what we actually purchased, I just kind of went through my house. I'm going to try to make a printable list for you guys. I think that's a big help when you're doing something like this. So I added a couple things knowing that I had these little sterno heat sources to cook on. So here we go. You guys ready? So we have our coffee and our creamer. That would be for those people that need caffeine in their lives. Of course, we have the water already to make that with, so we're good. We had our Pop-Tarts, our peanut butter, and our protein shakes. So that would be an easy breakfast. I also added, I had these in the cabinet already, some instant oatmeal packs. We don't really eat them at home, but I thought throw them in the box so that you have a backup thing for breakfast. I also had these fruit and grain blueberry cereal bars. Those don't expire, so I had a box of those from a camping trip. So I threw some of those in here, along with some Mott's fruit snacks. It's something easy to grab if you need a little extra something. So I grabbed all those. That would be our breakfast stuff. There's plenty for you to choose from. I ended up thinking this is probably going to be plenty for 2 people. You would just have to either ration your water, which is going to be really hard to do, or buy a few extra bottles of water. We'll get to that though. For our lunches, I went with the 3-pack of crackers, 3 different kinds of tuna, a little cookie pack for you, and an applesauce, which we have spoons, so we're good there. That was our lunch, but I threw in these. I had these chocolate dipped granola bars from another camping trip. I'm going to throw those in there just so if you need a little something else to bulk up your lunch, or if you need snacks through the day, you've got a couple options here. I was hoping to find jerky. Jerky is very, very expensive. The other thing I'll probably end up going through some of my cabinets and seeing if I have are like raisins or some kind of dried fruit, because I think that would be beneficial, some like sugary goodness. Then we've got our 3 dinners. We've got I ended up getting an extra can of beef stew, so I'll just throw it into the box. You've got beef stew. We're going to put that over the instant brown rice. Again, this is pre-cooked. Everything is pre-cooked that we got. So if you want to heat it up on your sterno, you can. If you're like, dude, I'm just too beat for the day, or you don't have a way to heat it up, it's okay. We've got our brown rice, our beef stew poured over that, and we got the seasoned butter beans because I figured those would be okay if they're cold. Plus, they don't expire for 2 years. For dinner night 2, we have our Spanish rice pack with our chili con carne, and then refried beans with some Louisiana hot sauce. That can also go with our beef stew night. If it's not great, put a condiment over it. We pack a lot of punch in our pantry by keeping barbecue sauces and jams and jellies and things like that, because you can really kind of change up boring meals by adding a little flavor to them. The last thing I ended up with for dinner was this veggie fried rice, the imitation crab over it with pineapple, veggies, and that sweet Thai chili sauce, the Mayploy stuff. This, I think also, like I was saying, will work over your tuna. So if you want to oomph up your tuna a little bit. And then I got Buddy Bars, the knockoff version of, what are those things called? The peanut butter, you know what I'm talking about. We got the knockoff version of those. There's 4 packs in here of 2, so that'll be plenty. And then I also have these in the pantry. We keep these at our house all the time. One, because we have teenage kids who still eat them on the daily, but also because these with some water, and they don't expire for 2 years, you guys. These boil some water, and if it's cold outside, especially, you've got ramen. Who's going to complain about some ramen? So that is all of our food. And then we have our 3 gallons of drinking water. I will say, This would not be my container of choice for drinking water. These leak. I like one that's a little bit thicker plastic. These dent really easily. This is what they had. So this is what I got. But if you find one that's a little bit thicker that has a twist on cap, those for long-term storage do much better than these guys. So for our non-food items, I put a first aid kit in there. It's one that we just had in the closet. I just made sure that it had bandages. I put a little bottle of Tylenol in there. It's got some rubber gloves so that if you need like rubber gloves, bulk it up with what you've got. A lot of people have more in their first aid kit than they think. If you need to grab it and use it on the daily, you can. We've got, our spoons. That was part of our meal prep stuff. So we have spoons. And then I also went into my pantry and I grabbed paper plates and 3 cups. These you can use for coffee if you had to, but also for water. You need a way to drink water, right? So there's your cups and your plates. Let's see, what do we have over here? I wasn't able to find a can opener, like I said. So I have one of these vintage can openers. We don't really use it very often, but you could get a can opened with it. So we're not in dire straits. I will put that into our box until I'm able to find the regular old cheap kind. Things you may not think of. Okay, so you guys know for cleaning your body, we have our baby wipes. I also grabbed 1 bar of soap that we just had. I don't even, it's just Dial because that's what we had in our closet. We don't use it, but there you go. And then I got an old bottle of hand sanitizer because we don't use it like we were anymore. So I grabbed that and then 1 container of tissues, just a little bag of tissues. That's our body care stuff, along with the first aid kit. You can put a toothbrush in there, toothpaste, an extra hairbrush. Think of things that you could do if you're doing a minimal get ready, deodorant, things like that. But me, I'm like, I'm planning on being in my home. If I'm displaced, I'm not really caring if I'm brushing my teeth for 3 days. I have bigger and better problems at that point. Up to you though. So for non-food items, we've got our drinking water. We already discussed that. I grabbed 1 candle and our matches. So that's our little source of light. But I also got our headlamp and flashlight. Those were the ones in the camping section at Walmart. We got our hand warmers. So if you are cold, these will be a big help. But you can also throw a blanket into your thing if you're worried about it. Get one of those little cheapy ones that are like that fleece stuff. They're very lightweight, and we could throw it in here pretty easily. So that's our keep warm. We got our disposable face masks these are non-medical. I'm not going to find N95 masks. Just throw some face masks in there. If you have a lot of dust or, like I was saying, we had the chemical thing go on in Georgia not that long ago, just throw a mask in there. You never know when you're going to need it. I got the Sterno for cooking. That was a 2-pack of that. Then I grabbed these. We had them in the cabinet. They are called Liquid IV. They're basically like Gatorade, but a powdered version. So you just add water to them. I threw 4 of them into my box. It's 1 per day plus an extra. They're super good for hydration. I threw in 1 box of playing cards because if you get bored, you can at least play solitaire if there's nobody else around. I did grab some disinfecting wipes. These are the ones from Costco. They're the best ones by far. They're sealed, and so I'm good until I need them. But I figure if you're cleaning surfaces on to cook on or anything like that, you want to keep up the cleanliness as best you can, especially if you're not able to shower or anything like that. So this is just for surface cleaning. So I'm putting a thing of laundry soap in here. A lot of people that ended up losing their power for long amounts of time because of Helene talked about how important it was to have clean laundry. And so this is what we do. We have 5-gallon buckets. We use them for food storage mostly. We have a few that we use in the garden for chugging water back and forth. We have a pool, so anything that has chlorine that comes in it, I save those buckets. I leave them out in the weather for like a couple months before I use them to make sure they're really good and cleaned out. But you can put a little splash of this with some even rainwater. So leave your buckets outside, let them fill with water, throw a little of this in there, and you can wash your clothes either by hand or you can actually use a plunger if you don't have like a way to wash clothes. You can take like a stick plunger or even like an old broom, wrap the end of it in a trash bag, which I forgot to grab. Put some trash bags in here, you guys, because they'll be super important. But you can do laundry like that. And then you can just find a place. If you put a rope in this kit, you could put up a laundry line and have fresh, clean clothes. A lot of people were talking about how nice it was when you're living on paper plates and stuff like that after 10 days to have clean clothes. The other thing I'm putting in the kit is a Sharpie marker. As sad as this sounds, when everything happened with Helene, people were writing their identifying information on their skin. So you hate to think that that's what's going to happen, but I am putting that into our kit. So the other things that I don't have out here, but we're going to put in ours are list of phone numbers for people that are important to you that you may want to reach out, because most likely your phone is going to die. If you have to borrow somebody's, if somebody emergency wise is able to come in and help you, you can at least call your loved ones because you have written down their phone numbers. Number 2 is a picture of every family member who is in that area that may be affected by the same disaster you would be affected by. So people that live in your house. My son lives 15 minutes from us. I would probably put him and his girlfriend's pictures in the box. Anybody that you have a family member, so that if you cannot find them, you have a picture, because you're not going to be able to go on Facebook. You have a picture of that person to post as a lost person. This is like gone to a whole other level, and I apologize because this is not how we usually talk on our channel, but it's important, you guys, especially with what's going on. Important documents like your deeds to your house, your car stuff, your health insurance, have copies of all that stuff. Put it in a Ziploc baggie, so that like a gallon one, so that if it gets wet, it's going to be just fine. Keep those in the box, but keep the box somewhere that it's not going to get, lost in the shuffle, because that's stuff you don't want to go out to the, public. Keep some cash in your box. Debit cards and credit cards will not work if the internet is out. And so keep some cash on hand. Things like that. The other thing is, if you have a daily medication that you take, I would put a couple extra pills into your 3-day box. If you are able to get an extra month's supply, go ahead and throw those in here. If you have a nicotine habit, I would make sure that you have a couple extra things in here, either some patches that you can put on or something, because the last thing when you're going through an emergency you want to worry about is something like that. So go ahead and make sure you have that kind of stuff kind of stocked up. But I mean, we're covered for food. We have some cleaning stuff. We're good on little extras. The other thing is, how are you going to use the bathroom? Like, seriously, guys. So if you don't have running water, how are you going to use the restroom? This is where these 5-gallon buckets come into play. So if you take, I should have brought one in here, but I didn't. If you have a 5-gallon bucket, if you take a trash bag and you wrap it around the outside of the 5-gallon bucket, which is why I'm going to put trash bags in here, wrap it around the outside of your bucket. And then if you find a pool noodle, which a lot of places are clearancing them out right now because it's fall, if you slice it, so if it's this shape, if you slice it along the whole thing, you can wrap it around your bucket and you can make a toilet seat. So at least you have a place you can go and you have a bag that you can dispose of it. If you can find bags that you can bury, I like composting bags basically for your pets is what you're looking for. You can do that too. But those are just a couple extra things above and beyond the just food needs. Like, I'm going to find a printable list for you guys and put it below, but just think of things you use on a daily basis. If you are stuck, you have no internet, you have no TV to keep you entertained, like, what are you going to do all day, right? So like my husband and I talk about it, and it's like, well, if we know that we have a storm that's coming in, especially with hurricanes and tornadoes, we kind of know ahead of time, not especially with tornadoes, hurricanes you do, but we will grab extra gas for our generator and put it on our porch. We will grab fuel and our chainsaw and bring it up here because our garage is in a flood zone. So just little extra things that you can do to prepare. Like I was saying, we fill our bathtub. We have like the big tubs from Costco, the black ones that you can use in your garage. We have a couple of those. We put them in our bathtub and we fill them up. That buys us like 40 gallons of water or something like that, that we have as a backup. It's drinking water at that point. It's from your own faucets. But that's one of the things we do just to be in the clear, Anyways, this has turned into the longest video in the whole world. But go get yourself And I forgot the tub. The tub's in the garage. We have one of those tubs, like I was saying, we use to fill up with water for emergencies. That is what I'm going to put this all in. This is going to live on, well, this is not, but normally we have a bucket for each person that's living in the household. When our kids moved, they took theirs with them. But you have enough stuff to sustain yourself for 3 days. This we are going to be packing up, and probably if we can find a local place, I'm having a problem finding places to donate materials or supplies local to us. They want money, which that's cool. We've already done that, but above and beyond, I'm going to try to find a place that I can take this and drop it off so that we can get it to a family that needs it. So there you go. But if you don't have one, go make an emergency box, because like I was saying, between earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, I mean, even just a power outage because of a storm, you guys would be set. Like, you'd be set. So go build yourself a little emergency kit. And thank you so much for watching this, what turned into like a 40-minute adventure. Now I gotta go pack all this up. Don't forget the trash bags, y'all. Thanks for watching.